beautiful and handsome royal babes, it's your girl Ashantia, aka the Royaltia, back again with another video for you guys. So yeah, I'm here. I know, a long time no see. Yeah, y'all can sit here and peep. I done already missed the earring, so yeah, it's closed up, so I mean, gotta get it re-pierced. That was completely off topic, but I don't know, like I honestly miss YouTube. Like, I don't know, like I've just been so consumed with everything else that I honestly just wasn't, it's not that I wasn't thinking about it, I just wasn't managing, I guess, like my time really to focus on YouTube. Let me turn my ceiling fan off because I'm pretty sure y'all can hear that. I'm back. So let me get comfortable in this chair because it's squeaking too much for my comfort. Okay, my braid's coming undone, but I can braid that while I'm talking to y'all. But yeah, I wasn't managing my time, honestly. Well, like I just wasn't. Because I just had a lot of other stuff going on. So I mean, YouTube was not like, hey, like you need to go back to recording videos. Even though I wanted to, I could have, but the way I was managing my time and then working, it just was not, how do you say, it just wasn't coming together the way I wanted it to. So I'm here enjoying this quarantine. I don't know, like I haven't been working. I haven't gone to work since like March 12th, but then like my job, like I had stopped going to work before my job had even closed or whatever. So that's that. But I am enjoying the quarantine. I don't know, like I just have a lot more time to get stuff done that I haven't really been able to focus on or get done because I was literally too busy with work and everything else. But now that I literally have nothing but time, like I have more time to actually be productive. I can definitely say before I was like a little bit productive but really busy and not really getting everything accomplished. You know what I'm saying? So now like I'm just, still, getting in the groove and finding my personal balance like during this quarantine on how to be productive and not busy, not just sitting here moving around like doing busy work, like actually like getting a schedule down packed for me. Now for me personally, like I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, like I have a very strict time schedule, because let's be realistic, some nights I don't go to bed till after 5 o'clock in the morning. So no. So I mean, basically what my schedule has really like just consisted of has been basically like, okay, wake up, do a little workout, very light workout because I'm only exercising for maybe like 30-45 minutes. And then after that, shower, brush my teeth, do all that stuff, and then eat breakfast. And then once I'm done eating breakfast, I'll have my quiet time. I'll read my word, or I'll listen to like a sermon or like a podcast or something that can help my spiritual and mental growth. And have my little prayer time. And then I just work on like different business stuff, like different business ideas, business strategies. And then by the time I'm done with that, I'm usually then it's like probably next thing I know, like it's time for me to eat lunch, I don't know, like I don't have like a real like time schedule. Like as long as I'm getting stuff done in order, that's what I do. And I'm really trying not to put like a time restriction, because my main thing that I really wanted to focus on like during this time with being productive, I really wanted to focus on actually getting stuff done because I feel like when I limit myself to a time frame, I get stressed out because I'm like, oh my God, I only have till 2 o'clock to work on this. And then it's like between that stress that like clouds my creativity for me. And it just kind of makes me bleh. Like, it makes me be less productive because I'm more concerned with the time than what I'm actually working on. So that's why like having a specific time for things doesn't necessarily work. Like, as long as when I wake up first thing in the morning, I know I'm going to sit here and work out, and then I'm gonna take my shower, brush my teeth, do all that stuff. Then it's, spiritual and mental development time. Then it's time to work on business stuff or whatever I need to get done. Once I get that done, I move on to the next task, maybe get halfway through that, then I eat my next meal. Because a couple of hours have gone by. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I do. I know a lot of people have like literally like sat down and just, just actually like wrote everything out. Like, they're waking up at this time, from this time to this time. That's when they're doing their thing in the morning. This time to this time, that's when they're working on this. And guess what? Like, that does work for people, because I mean, eventually, like, you'll get everything accomplished. Like, you have to know yourself and know what works for you. For me, having my day like hour by hour pretty much scheduled, it doesn't work, because I'll get too consumed on, the time, rather than actually focusing on 100% what I'm actually working on. And I was doing like the whole time thing, and it did not work out. It didn't. Like, I was getting stuff done, but I was like more consumed with the time and how much time I had left, and I was flipping out and freaking out. And then I'm just like, yeah, no. Then I was like, okay, I'm taking a nap. So yeah, that's like my input, I guess, like on schedules. Since, y'all wanted to know what my schedule has been like during quarantine. Honestly, hopefully, like, I know, like, another thing some people were asking me about, like, was I planning on like coming back to YouTube? And I mean, hey, I'm here. But I don't know. Like, I really do want to go back and being consistent with YouTube and uploading videos like every day, every other day, but it's just some things that I still need to work on before I am able to handle the mental capacity that it does take with having a YouTube channel and, doing all the editing. Like, it takes a lot. And then not only that, like, being able to make good content and not just like, why did she post that content? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't just want to be uploading content that's not purposeful, because I'm definitely at a point in my life where I realize, like, if something doesn't have a purpose, I don't want any parts of it. Friendships, whatever, business wise, if it doesn't have a true purpose, like if it's not meaningful, I don't want any parts of it. So I'm being very, 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 I guess, I don't know, I don't want to say strategic, but I've been like very mindful, I guess I should say. I've been very mindful with what, is going to be shown on this channel. I already know, like, like this year. Well, not even this year, from here on out. Like, I already know, like, I do want to start doing hair videos. I know I had did a couple in the past, but I mean, I really didn't like think it also wasn't like the best video quality. But I definitely want to start doing that again. I mean, right now my hair is looking rough because I did these braids maybe like 6 days ago, but I mean, my hair is not even that frizzy, so it's okay. But I mean, my hair's still long. It's just curly right now, so that's why my shrinkage is real. But when you stretch it out, I still have some inches. I mean, I did have cut some off, maybe 4.5 inches, maybe a little bit more than that, but either way, I mean, it grows back. But I did have my hair dyed, like I had dyed it blue or whatever for my 21st birthday. I'll go ahead and insert that somewhere on this side of the screen so y'all can see all my little pictures and my little videos of me with my blue hair. So yeah, I definitely do want to go back to blue hair. Like, my roots have grown out tremendously since November, because that's when I dyed it. So we already know after this good old quarantine is up, I'm gonna have to hit the roots with some bleach, put the blue back in there, but I'm pretty sure I'll probably do like a permanent blue. Or I don't know, I was kind of thinking about going back to red hair, but I don't know, I haven't made my mind up, and right now we're still in lockdown, so I definitely have time. I know people wanted to see a skincare routine, or people have been asking me about it. As far as the skincare routine, I honestly don't have one. Like, one thing I do, I do. Um, I'm sorry, y'all. I am a little tired because I'm supposed to be taking a nap, but I couldn't fall asleep. I kept tossing and turning. But I do like use like this body buff stuff. I think it's called like body buff or body scrub. It's something. I got it from TJ Maxx, and it's like a little like coffee exfoliator. I mean, I use that on my body. I don't use that on my face. Like, I really honestly don't get breakouts, and you know, that's, oh god. And genetics is, I mean, my parents, they don't have breakouts. They all have extremely, like both of my parents, they have like dumb clear skin. So, I mean, I do drink water, but I really feel like genetics does have a lot to play when it comes to what are we talking about? Oh, skincare. So yeah, genetics does have a lot when it comes to skincare. If I can insert a clip of what I do use when I do cleanse my face. Of course, I haven't used this stuff in maybe about like a month or two because your girl has been working, and I haven't been sitting here thinking like, oh, and the thing is, it's not like of course, like I wash my face every day, but it's not like I'm sitting here like doing a skin routine, doing face masks every day. Because I know there was a point in time where I was doing it like every day, like for like a year or so, but I mean, I really didn't need to. Like, it's always good to like to cleanse your face and stuff, but I wasn't like having like issues. And I know skincare routines are very more so making sure your skin stays nice and good and tight now, so you don't have issues like when you get older. So I am going to start getting back into that. I'm really just kind of like getting back into the groove of things. And I don't even want to say getting back into the groove of things, just, growing and finding, I guess, like my now routine and what I want to do. Because I am starting to become the person that I want to be, the woman I want to be. I'm definitely, like, I'm not going to say changed, evolved a lot since last year this time to this point. And of course I owe that all to God, because I mean, like, there has been like a major growth. But of course, like, we never fully arrive, so it's just kind of like I'm definitely just more so being more conscious of constantly developing myself and my mental. Definitely been just really focused on staying positive and keeping the right perspective, like a positive perspective, and like really trying to look at things from, I guess, halfway full versus the halfway empty. I'm really trying to be like more optimistic. Is that how you say it? Optimistic. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. The opposite of pessimistic. But yeah, I'm definitely just trying to be even more of a positive person. Just really like having like more faith, like in general. And really being more mindful with what I'm saying, and really stop, I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but really put action to behind of what I want to see. Because I can't just say, oh, like, I can't just sit here and complain if I'm not doing anything to change it. So that's one thing I can say that I've definitely been working on. Like, even though every now and again, like, I will complain, but it's not like it's about every single little thing. Like, it's more so of me like, okay, like what can I do to fix this? And actually seeing things for what they actually are and not the smoke screen of it. Like, not seeing the negative, always seeing the good in a situation, because I know at the end of the day, everything will work for my good. You know what I'm saying? So, between that, really just trying to like keep like a grateful mindset, because I feel like it's so much easier to be, I don't know, like I feel like it's easier for me to have faith in God and things like that, just because I am like focusing on having a more grateful mindset. Um and I really feel like by you having like a mindset of gratefulness and just being grateful for everything that you've gone through in life, it really changed your perspective, because when things come up, it's easier to be like, well, before, when I was in a really bad tight situation, I didn't think I was gonna be able to make it out. It's just kind of like, wow, like it's easier to put things back into perspective. And I feel like sometimes, like when things happen, like our emotions can like really just like take over on how we feel and how we act, right? But when you have the perspective of gratefulness like 24/7, like constantly, you know what I'm saying? It's just so much easier for you to see things and rationalize and push through. Not saying it's not hard or like downplaying it, but at the same time, like what we say out our mouth is already half the battle, because once you say it and you truly believe it, that changes your whole entire mindset towards it. And if you're already defeated in your mind, you're not going to get out. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to get, how do I say, so back to what I was saying, like with keeping like gratitude and being grateful like in your noggin, right? All the time. So when you reflect and you think back, like, oh my gosh, like the hardest situation that you went through in the past, right? And you made it through, and you've gone through more stuff since that. When you're able to reflect on the things that you've gone through in the past, when you approach like a new season of things, right? And you have like a really difficult time that's the most difficult that you ever been through, it's easier for you to rationalize and be like, hey, back when this situation happened, and at that time, that was the hardest thing I've ever been through, but I made it through. So that's what I'm basically like trying to say as far as like gratefulness goes, and like keeping that as your mindset all the time. Because when you have like appreciation for things like that you've been through, and you can reflect and be like, wow, like I really thought like I wasn't going to be able to get through this, get past this. When other things come up in life, it's easier for you to handle them, because it's just like, okay, like I've been through extremely hard situations before that I've never been in, but I've made it out every time. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like sometimes we'll get so caught up in, oh my God, like this is so hard. And then we make ourselves the victim, right? And then by making ourselves the victim, we just mope around, and then we sit in it, and then we accept the situation that we're in, instead of like pushing through it and getting through it. Like it's delayed. You know what I'm saying? And I'm all like, I do believe in like, everything does happen for a reason. Um, but at the same time, we do put ourselves in situations longer than what we need to be in them. And it all goes back to our mind. Like if you're already defeated in your mind, like you're not going to be able to get through it. And by like, then you're wallowing, and it's like this whole self-pity thing. Then you literally have to sit here, get tired of being sick and tired, and then you get out of the situation where you delayed yourself from your own personal breakthrough, your own personal, whatever you would want to refer to it as. You stayed in that situation longer where you could have already been free, if that makes sense. Like the situation could have been already over, handled, dealt with, but it's like because of your mindset, you weren't able to see clearly for what the situation actually was. And I do believe in that God doesn't put more on us than what we can handle. And sometimes we do try to handle situations ourselves, where it's not supposed to be that way. Of course, like, we take on his burden. His yoke is easy, his burden is light. You know what I'm saying? Um, so like just from like that standpoint, but like me, when I go back to the whole being grateful mindset for me, okay, we all know I'm a Christian, right? But when I have a more conscious and more constant mindset of gratefulness, it helps my faith because it helps me to trust God more because I'm constantly remembering what He's brought me through. And the thing is, when you're sitting here wanting to have more faith in God, you're going to get approached with more tests, right? Because how else can God build your faith instead of allowing, like, how can God allow you to like grow your faith if you don't have to lift any weight? Like, you have to be able to lift weight, right? Just like with anything, even like when you're personal training, you want your muscles to get bigger, you have to lift weights, right? In the physical. But in the spiritual, you have to grow your faith. And how can you grow your faith without going through anything? If you don't have to go through anything, do you really have faith in God? You wouldn't know until a test comes, right? So that's one thing like I have been definitely more I guess conscious of, more aware of, because maybe like for the past year, like I've been asking God to like, like help me trust you more. You know what I'm saying? Help me have faith in you more, because like I already know God, like I already have faith in God, but it will be like in certain situations where I would buckle. And I'm not ashamed to say it, because I mean, none of us are perfect. We've all have, fallen short and all that good stuff. Not all that good stuff, but all that stuff. Like, y'all know what I'm saying. But yeah, so it's just like when I was going through certain like situations, um it was like when I was going through certain situations, right, you guys, it was literally craziness was going on. And when I say crazy, craziness from everywhere. And it was like all the craziness was happening back to back. And when I say back to back, I mean one day something might happen, 3 days later something else, and then a week from that something else. So it wasn't like I was having time to recover, right? And then I really got stuck in this mindset of, oh my God, why me? Like, why is this happening to me? And I literally took myself and made myself a victim of what was going on. And that was the wrong thing for me to do. Because even though everything happened, everything was getting resolved fairly quickly, So it was like something would happen one day, 2, 3 days later, something else would happen. Then a week from then, something would happen. But then, like, as like the domino effect of craziness going on, there was also another domino effect of things being resolved. And then there was like no negative outcomes that ever had to cost me, I ever had to pay for anything like that, right? But I was still so focused on why me. And I was straight up being selfish. Because that is a selfish mindset. Like, why me? Like, like we all go through stuff, right? But me, Tia wasn't trying to see any of that. Tia was just like, why is this happening to me? Like, I won't worry about nobody else. I'm like, why me? Why me? Why me? And I was like crying and being all upset. And then I really got into a funk. And then I had a nasty attitude with everybody because I really felt like everything around me was going wrong, right? Because it was literally crazy, like extremely crazy situations. One happening after another, happening after another, right? And here recently, maybe like 2 or 3 months ago, like in my quiet time with God, He revealed to me, He showed me, like, Tia, like all the stuff that's happened within the past year, all the craziness that was going on around you, you were never harmed. No repercussions. There was nothing going on. Even when a whole bunch of craziness, like accusations, everything, you were never touched. Nothing ever happened. And I'm just like, and it was so loving, but at the same time, it was like, ouch. because instantly I realized that I was fine even through it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there was nothing crazy. There was no negative outcomes for me. And then I was like, wow, God, you kept me safe. You protected me. You had your hand on me. It was nothing but grace. But I was too busy concerned with what was going on, the people who had did me wrong. And I wasn't even focused on what was important, which was the outcome was the most important instead of like the initial thing. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? None of us are perfect, right? We all sin, we all fall short of the glory of God. But it's just so crazy to me because it's like, wow, like this whole time, like I was sitting here being selfish, being ungrateful, but I was protected the whole entire time. And I should have been thanking God for that. Like every time like a situation stopped and it was resolved, I was still holding on to it. I was holding on to something that didn't even hurt me. And that was the crazy part. So yeah, so I'm saying all of this to say is sometimes situations aren't actually what they seem to be. And to just really focus on what they truly are, but you can't see something for what it truly is until you're able to really like set your emotions aside and really examine it. And when I say examine it, like focus on, okay, what happened? Like what was said, what was done, and then what was the overall outcome? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because like when I had that moment in my quiet time with God, like, and I'm just like, yo, like he really did protect me. Nothing bad happened to me. I should have been, thanked God. I should have been, I should have been, you know, thankful and grateful as soon as I got out of those situations. But I wasn't even, I was holding on to a moment of negativity instead of releasing it. You know what I'm saying? Like I should have released it from the jump, right? Because throughout all the situations that happened, I was sitting here praying to God, asking God, you know, to keep me safe, you know, help me through this situation. He would bring me out of the situation unhurt, unscarred, literally no smell of smoke or anything, right? There was no proof of what was going on. None at all. For him to bring me out, answer my prayer of keeping me safe and protected and really guiding my footsteps through the whole thing. When I was brought out, I wasn't thanking him right then and there because my mindset was, why did this have to happen to me? Why is everybody doing me wrong? And it's just like, it's just so mind-blowing, you know what I'm saying? And it's definitely an eye-opener. And it's really helped me realize to see things for what they truly are. And just really knowing, you know, that God has my back. Like, if nobody else has my back, I know that's God, Jesus, Holy Spirit. Like, they're always going to be there for me. There is no if, ands, or buts. There are no if, ands, or buts because who else has, you know, kept me safe this whole time? And the thing about God is, not once did I sit here and like really thanked him like I should. Like some situations, I'm not even gonna lie, like I did say, you know, thank you, God. But how much of a thanks is it if you're still holding on to it and not actually releasing it, even though the situation's over, it's been months and you're still meditating on it, you're still festering on it, you know what I'm saying? It's still growing, it's low-key like starting to make you bitter because you're holding on to it. That's not like a true thanks to God, like, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I mean by that. And it just puts me in a perspective on how good God truly is. And that's how it's just like so much proof. Like I always knew like God loves us unconditionally because guess what? We all screw up, we all mess up, we all make mistakes, right? But it's just kind of like for me personally, it was just like it just helped my relationship with God get deeper after that moment in my quiet time. Just a simple fact is like, okay, God, like you ain't turned your back from me. You never left my side, and you still helped me with all the situations that I had been through. And I won't even thank you like I should have thanked you. I was still being a negative Nancy. I wasn't trying to see nothing that was positive or what was going right in my life. I was literally holding on to for months things that people had done to me. Literally holding grudges, and for what? Granted, there was some crazy situations that was going down, but it wasn't enough. Like nothing is ever enough to like, make you bitter. Like it shouldn't. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like for me, like when you get to the point where you realize that not saying, some situations in life can't make you bitter. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that you shouldn't let somebody have that much power over you to make you bitter. Because one thing I've learned with dealing with people is that, of course, like, showing compassion, right? Because that's one thing God has really been working on me on, is showing compassion. But when people are doing wrong by you, no healthy person is going to sit here and lie on you, make up stuff about you, or do things to hurt you, right? Now, I'm not saying sit here and say with somebody who's beating on you, this, that, and the third. No, that's not what I'm saying. But like, say for an example, you and one of your friends have a huge falling out. They accuse you of some off the wall crazy stuff, right? No healthy person does that. So, of course, you remove yourself from that situation because, of course, nobody should be disrespecting you. But instead of sitting here complaining about them, talking about them to the whole world, one thing that I've learned is that instead of me like sitting here telling everybody like what's going on and who did me wrong, this, and the third, like I really needed to be going to God with it. You know what I'm saying? And actually praying for that person. And sometimes that's literally the hardest thing that you can possibly do, is praying for your enemies. Literally. And that's one thing God has been dealing with me personally with, is really praying for my enemies, praying for people who have done me dramatically wrong. And I'm like, God, you want me to pray for who? What? Excuse me? Like literally, like I would be getting frustrated because I'm like, God, why am I going to sit here and pray for this person if they done me wrong? And one thing God reminded me is that person is still his child, right? And and how can you really truly honestly pray for somebody if you don't forgive them? And that's one thing, like I realized that was another reason why God was having me pray for them, because the more I was praying for them, it was easier to begin to forgive people. And that's one thing that I can say that I am very happy that God has given me the strength to do, is to forgive. Because I used to be so bad with holding grudges, not wanting to let things go. And the thing is, I, at the time, felt like I did have every single right to hold on to everything a person may have done to me, because it wasn't like it was light stuff. It wasn't like, oh, I don't like your outfit. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was some deep, hard, tough stuff. And by learning to forgive and truly forgive, it's really honestly helped me keep my heart pure, and it's helped me to have compassion for others and really just, walk, with the love of Christ. Because one thing I realized, like, I know, like, it might seem cliche, whatever you want to call it, but forgiveness is really honestly for you and not even the other person. Because holding on to unforgiveness is literally consuming poison. Literally consuming poison. Even though it's the other person who hurt you, and you can take take a look at it that way. So the person that's hurt you, the person who's been very toxic towards you, who's done you wrong, they're poison, right? Because it's toxic, it's not healthy. But by you holding on to the unforgiveness, and you feel like, you know, by me hating them and wishing bad upon them is going to make you feel better. It doesn't. It literally just causes you to get bitter. It causes all these other issues with you. And then you'll be sitting here like having new relationships, like friendships and or, you know, romantic relationships with people, and you're charging them for what somebody else did to you. And that's not fair. It's really not. And then by you holding on to unforgiveness does cause stress in your body, because anytime you think about the person or have a memory for them, like, it stresses you out, it makes you angry, it literally makes you go into a whole negative spiral. And the thing is, our bodies were not designed to handle stress. So not only is it hurting you mentally and emotionally, unforgiveness harms you physically because you're holding it in. Our brains weren't even designed to handle negative thoughts. Like, it's all scientifically proven. It's not even just, you know, from a spiritual aspect. So you can sit here, Google for yourself, what does negative thoughts do to my brain? What does stress cause in my body? You know what I'm saying? Stress, it lowers your immune system, and by having your immune system lowered, it causes other physical things. And for me, what I've really been doing, you know, when people do me wrong, my prayer has pretty much been now like, Lord, help me to forgive them, help me to release them back to you. And then I pray for grace and mercy towards them, because I mean, the Bible does say vengeance is mine, says the Lord, right? And I know at the end of the day, God deals with them. But one thing I realized, none of us are perfect. And the thing is, I've done people wrong too in the past. You know what I'm saying? And we all still slip up, and we all make mistakes. So not saying it's okay for what they may have done to you. But the thing is, with God dealing with somebody and you saying you hate them are two whole totally different things, right? And the fact of the matter is, it's like, my heart now is for people to really be whole. And I am tired of seeing people be hurt and broken, and those hurt and broken confused people, they hurt and break other people. So it's literally an ongoing cycle, and I'm personally tired of seeing it or being affected by it. But I understand in life things are going to happen, but I want to see more people whole, you know what I'm saying? And so that's what my prayer really has been, is being able to show more compassion towards other people, being able to forgive, and being able to come from a pure heart when I'm praying for other people. Now, I don't be sitting here telling these people I'm praying for them. Nope, nope. They don't need to know. That's between me and God. But it's so much easier to come from a loving, compassionate place. And I really feel like once you, now, not saying you'll ever, like, for me, like, I do like to not find out, but like really try to rationalize situations. And I'm not saying rationalize for you to stay with the person, having the person, you know, stay in your life. Now, if God is telling you, like, this person is going to, like, you can't cut this person off, because God will sometimes be like, yeah, no, like, you can't cut this person off, da 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 da. So I'm not telling you with that situation, or if it's a situation where you're not supposed to be involved with the person. If you're not supposed to be involved with the person, pray for them, ask God to deliver you, break the soul tie, move on. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know, like, I don't even know why I'm even talking about this, because this video won't even supposed to be about this. This is supposed to be about what I'm doing in quarantine. But hey, things went the other way. My lips are so chapped. BRB. Okay, I'm back. But I don't even know where I left off, but I hope that y'all like this video. And I mean, if you liked it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and go ahead and subscribe to my channel. If you didn't like it, it's fine. You might want to unsubscribe to me, because my channel isn't just going to be about hair stuff, beauty stuff, mukbangs, and different challenges I may do, or just a day in my life vlogs and stuff like that. So I mean, this video is not for you. Feel free to unsubscribe, do what it do. But I don't know, like, this is cool. Like, I really feel good sharing this with y'all. I mean, if there's any other topics, I mean, like, y'all wanted to talk about, because I don't want to just be like fluffy stuff. I guess I do like having, I guess, like, deep conversation. So I mean, y'all can email me questions, or DM me on what's the thing called, Instagram. Y'all can DM me on Instagram at THEROYALTIA. It's gonna be right here, THEROYALTIA. Y'all see that? All right, y'all can DM me there, or y'all can email me right here at THEROYALTIA@gmail.com. If y'all have any questions or topics that y'all want me to touch bases on, but yeah, so let's work on being more compassionate towards people. Let's really focus on having a grateful mindset, because being grateful really helps you see from a different perspective. Like, you go from like the first level of a building all the way to the rooftop, where you can see a lot more than what you can see from that first level window. And that's how I feel about gratefulness, and also having compassion going towards people, because when you really truly have a mindset of gratefulness, it goes hand in hand with compassion, because you don't really, like, you see people, right, and you see their actions, but you know there's something going on with them that's causing them to act that way. So that's why it's easier to pray for them, because when you're grateful, gratefulness, I mean, for me, that's what it's been doing for me. It's really been helping me see things are actually what they are. And it's been easier for me to forgive people. It's been easier for me to, of course, to release people that needed to be released, because I'm not dealing with any type of abusive, like, you know, friendships or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? But it's easier to help me to pray for that person. You know, you can pray for people and they not even be in your circle. You know what I'm saying? But just praying, you know, that they become whole and that they're actually healed. You know what I'm saying? Because no healthy person will do wrong stuff. Like, does that make sense? Like, no mentally healthy, stable person who feels good about themselves, you know what I'm saying, would do that type of stuff. Like, there's always, you know, a healthy person just doesn't want to do that. So obviously there's something going on with them. And of course, you ask God for discernment, whether if you need to stay in their life, or you just need to separate yourself from them, and God will let you know. You know what I'm saying? And then from there, it's just like, people who have done me wrong and stuff, I still pray for them. I still ask God to heal them, I ask God to deliver them, and I ask God to bring the people that need to be in that individual's life to help them in the process of becoming whole, and that they are able to receive it. For me, I pray that people's hearts are ready to receive when God presents to them a person to start helping them. But yeah, that's it for this video, you guys. Maybe I'll do a part 2 and really, I guess, like, break down each point more thoroughly, you know what I'm saying? If y'all want to see that video, put it down in the comments below if y'all want a part 2 to this. I know, like, this video might have been all over and y'all might want me to elaborate on stuff. So if that's the case, go ahead and drop it down, because I mean, I haven't done a video this long in an extremely long time. For the people who stayed at the end of this video, thank you so much. You're a real one. Y'all are real ones. And yeah, like, I just feel like this year is really for, you know, growth and change of heart, change of mind, change of perspectives. Mind, perspective, mind, same thing. They go hand in hand. But I really hope that y'all are having a wonderful day. So if you're watching this in the morning, good morning. If you're watching this at night, have a wonderful night. and I will see y'all in the next video.